Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Let's Play Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition. I am TerminalTwist, and I will hopefully be your guide on our trip through Lordran. So, let's go ahead and get this nonsense started, and see if we can't have a little bit of a better episode than we did last time. Alright, so I believe last time we died, and I was on my way to go get that back, and I died again off screen, so I said, you know what? No more off-screen trying to go get stuff done because it's absolutely nonsensical and it didn't work for me. So I'll deal with these dirty denizens of Lordran and all their nastiness. Alrighty, so I believe this episode we're going to do our best to get down to the Undead Parish and go ahead and take on the gargoyles there and do everything we need to do. I'm going to go ahead and take my short sword here simply because I want to be able to kick at enemies and not do anything to compromise the moveset that I'm used to having. So we're gonna go ahead and do that rather than the scimitar, simply because last time I did that without being able to kick, we all saw it. I got screwed. So we're gonna do this. Come deal with rats again. And if you have a chance, guys, I highly recommend you run past the dragon and open the gate to the chapel there, and I will show y'all how to do that most likely later in the playthrough. But it just makes it so much easier than having to come down here and deal with all these ridiculous rats. So we will definitely do our best to show that off later and show you how you can skip the nonsensical poison that you are bound to receive here. Now again, we've covered that rats do drop humanity, so if you ever need to farm that, go ahead and come down here. Not necessarily to these rats, but there are a couple rats, especially down in the depths, that you can kill over and over again and receive large amounts of humanity if you have a decent discovery rate. And here we go again with this. So I do believe we're going to go ahead and get this all done. Alright, so this guy needs to hurry up and get over here. We can see that we're pulling him just by standing here. For some reason we can pull him, but the boar will stand there until the cows come home, if you will. Get this guy over here and we'll go ahead and take care of him first. And of course we're always going to go for backstabs, simply because they do the most damage, and why the hell would we not do that if we had the chance? Why not simplify combat just a little bit? Straight attacks are nice, but I like conserving my stamina, as we can all see. Alright, get back up here. And arrows. Arrows are the bane of my existence in this game, and I can't believe that they're just around every corner. There seems to be a new person with a new bow, and it gets somewhat ridiculous. So you can just get off the ledge. Let me deal with this other guy first. Alright, now alluring skulls here. There they are. What they do is they allow us to, if we throw one, attract an enemy. Only certain enemy types, I believe, are attracted to the skulls themselves. Luckily for us, the boar is one of those enemies that is attracted. So what we want to do is kill all the little minions first, and then hopefully we can toss these into a fire and lure the boar into that, let him kill himself, because the armor that is all over him will not allow us to damage him unless we attack his butt. It's unfortunate but true. But if you are managed to get there, you can generally get a pretty good backstab going. And if you can backstab the boar, you can do just a lot of damage in a short amount of time without having to go through the toil of having to throw the skulls exactly where you want them to be. And here we go. And of course, just my luck, it's not going to attract anything, and this game is just going to make a liar out of me. This is what's going to happen. So we're going to need to find a way to go ahead and toss those down and get them to go where we want them to go, because they only give you just enough skulls to get this area done. You generally will maybe leave with one extra if they do a lot of damage to themselves, and holy crap, I just missed that guy. Alright, we almost died again. That was pretty terrible. Sneaky bastards. Alright, now when an enemy tries to use Estus, which they can, unfortunately for us, it is definitely the time to go ahead and drop your guard and go all out to kill them. Because if an enemy uses Estus, it just draws out and prolongs that encounter longer than you want it to be. So I think this fire might work if we toss a skull onto it. So, of course, I did not swap over first. And now he's probably not even going to be interested in it. Oh, wait a second. Here we go. God damn it. Alright, now again, Dark Souls just wanting to make a liar out of me. It's going to go ahead and make him run himself into the column there. Just to prove me wrong and show that the alluring skulls are absolutely worthless and there's no reason to have them. Alright, so once again, is he going to take the bait this time and not run himself into the graphics and stop? There it is. Alrighty. Now as you can see, he will take a fair bit of damage from the fire itself, but it scares him off and he will run and run and run and run and run into the graphics and not get his ass back over here and die. Like a respectable boar would. Your parents didn't teach you anything. Horrible person. Alright, now, God, this is terrible. Alright, so I hope that this will do enough, but I doubt it, to kill him, so... Of course, he's going to run in circles, and each circle is going to be inches shy of the fire, so... I think I might have to do this old-fashioned way with fire bombs if I have enough left over. So, I can lock onto him from here, but I don't know if it'll hit. There it goes. Alright, 24 damage, that's something. Alright, now the thing you really want to avoid at this point in the game, being somewhat under-equipped as we are, is we really want to avoid a direct confrontation with the Fangboar. So, okay, we do have one more Black Fire Bomb. We're going to really have to hope that this will kill him outright. Because again, what we really want to avoid, and of course, the bane of this episode is going to be using items that we haven't swapped from yet. Alright, and okay, barely managed to get that right off the end. Alright, so, anyhow, like I was saying, at this point, what we really want to avoid doing is getting in a direct fight with a Fangboar, as under-equipped as we are. And of course, he dropped us the helm, which is really nice. I don't think I'll be using it, but it is a fairly rare drop. You are guaranteed to get one later in the game, but having it right off the bat is kind of nice. I like to have nice things. I'm a pretty girl, what can I say? Alright, now this guy, of course, is going to go above and beyond to stop the progress of everything that is good and wholesome in the world. So we're going to have to go ahead and kill these guys. Because God knows why you would attack an undead. I know if I see another gentleman walking through a Walmart parking lot, I don't just attack him for being like me. I don't know what makes you guys attack another undead person. It's a horrible, it's depravity is what it is. It's no morals, having no respect for people and their property. Just mothers not teaching children correctly. Mothers, be good to your daughters, and I'm dating myself with that reference. Alright, anyhow, so we're going to come over here and we're going to get this mystery key, there it is, we're going to get that, and that will hopefully let us open a mystery cage later, and more broken straight swords. Now the broken swords, if you don't want to get rid of them right off the bat, later on, when you acquire a certain soul, you can blacksmith it into one of the, what is widely hailed as one of the most overpowered weapons in the game. I won't be doing that myself, as the build I'm really going for isn't going to center around that. Unfortunately, the build I'm really trying to go for is going to be a little bit more challenging throughout the game than a couple of the others that I've played before. Generally, I like to play with a large sword and or axe, and just kind of walk my way through the game's challenges. Heavy armor, heavy weapons, one-shot killing, just about everything there is to stand in my way. Now, I really decided I wanted a departure from the usual when Prepare to Die came out. I said, Prepare to Die, I think I will. So I decided to go for a more dexterous build. And I found a couple new items that hopefully we'll be able to acquire later and really show those off. But I found a couple new items that really gave us just a lot of new options for a dexterity-based character, as they scale a lot better with dexterity. Now here we're going to go for the Bandit's Knife, because it's a good area for the backstabs, and we want that extra backstab damage on these knights, because I really don't think that a backstab hit, and there goes that. It died walking around the corner to probably the spear wielder that's around there. Now, the backstab damage on a regular weapon I don't think would kill these guys in one hit, so I'm going to bank on this working out. Again, if you're trying to go for a backstab, always make sure you're barely tilting your stick, and I believe there's a hotkey to walk on the keyboard, but again, I wouldn't know what it is because the keyboard controls were absolutely worthless, and I will not bother myself with them. Maybe one of these days I'll do a Let's Play Dark Souls with the keyboard, and we'll just have a good laugh as to why I can't do anything. And I don't know yet, I haven't really decided on that. But at this point in time, this is one of the areas you really want to avoid being in, simply because it's a really good trap area, and a lot of people like to make a mad dash from here to the next bonfire, but I like to kind of take it slow and steady, as Dark Souls is one of those games where you want to take it one step at a time. It's a marathon, not a race, if you know what I'm saying. Now, around this corner to the right, we're going to have another spear wielder. Spear wielder. That's what they're called now in my own tongue. We're going to try to kill him before the Balder Knight on the left comes over, and we just fucked up. So, God, we're going to die, and I'm not going out like this. I'm not going to... no, get out. No, get out. Go. God. Of course, he is just fat enough, ate just enough McDonald's french fries that I can't get past him. Balder 2x4 couldn't get through the bathroom door. So he pissed all over my life and killed me. Alright, so we're going to try to make it back there, get my souls back, and have a bueno time with it. But, God, I hate going through this way. And like I said, maybe later I'll show you all the way to get through the chapel. The easier way, so you don't have to mess with all this nonsense and you can go around the back. But unfortunately, because we let the knights later around the boar, because we let them close the gate, we couldn't just run straight through and go around that Balder that just killed us. Now, if you do run straight past the Fangboar and you go through that gate, you can stop him from closing it, or rather, reopen it after he does, and go straight forward to the bonfire that's right there. And if you do that, I like to think it's a lot easier. And there's a riposte, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't know if I was going to be able to get it or not, but apparently I'm a little bit better at it than I thought I was. But that's a riposte. And the shields, let's talk about those real quick. Go off on a little tirade. I'll go off topic here for just a second to say that all the shields in the game have a different rate at which they riposte. Now, some of those are faster, some of those are slower, and some of the shields can't do it at all. And instead, they do a shield bash, and those would be your great shields. The shields that are very heavy, you aren't allowed to, well, not allowed, I'm sure you're allowed to, but you aren't able to riposte with those. You can't shrug off a blow. So instead, they do a shield bash, and that's it right there. The target shield, which is the shield that the thief starts with in the first place, is actually the shield in the game that has the fastest window for a riposte. It has the most open window for it. So if you're really trying to learn how to riposte or get the timing down, I highly recommend that you use the target shield, simply because it is there for practice, in my opinion. It is the one that truly lets you do what you want to do. Now, there's others, like all the shields, all the other regular shields, like the one there, the hollow shield that he's using. You can riposte with those as well, but the window is different. And the way that you can tell what window it is if you get on an elevator, which we will show off later in the game. There's a few elevators. If you get on one and do a riposte against the wall, the quickness of the sparks that show up will allow you to see exactly where it is, where the window is that you are riposting in. And of course, again, I've said it before and I'll say it again, arrows are the bane of my Dark Souls existence. Just, you can't do anything while you're taking even 2 points of damage. So, God, just, this is terrible. So anyhow, you can't take any form of damage at all without interrupting your action. Unless I think poise might help you out, but we don't have much. So I really don't know what to say other than right now I seem to really suck at this game, and I think it's because I'm down in the ghetto of Undeadburg. And God, it's just really affecting my gameplay, the terrible atmosphere. Really get me down. It's always the man trying to keep me down, you know how it is. And nobody letting you make your money, live your life. But anyhow, I thought for sure he was going to go for a spear jab there, but I was wrong. God, just, again, arrows and people with shields just will forever be held in my head as the worst thing to happen to Dark Souls. I'm sure there's more. Capra Demon, Seath the Scaleless, all terrible bosses that I wish didn't exist, but it is Prepare to Die edition, and it is the hardest game in the history of gaming, according to the developers. Now, I'm sure if I really sat down and thought about it, I could find harder games, not necessarily in difficulty, but in the willingness I have to play them. Should also factor into how hard a game is to complete, because if it's just so terrible that I don't want to play it, I'm pretty sure it's pretty high up there on the hard to beat list. But anyhow, back to Dark Souls. We're definitely gonna try to get through here again. And hopefully this time we don't just ruin it. By we, I mean me, and you guys watching can just, pray or laugh at how many times I die and how nonsensical my actions are. I'm sure there's some of you that are much better at the game than I am, but, you know, oh, that's all the more power to you. God, just shield upon shield upon shield. You turtles can go home to your turtle shells, because you're turtle enough for the turtle club. I will never understand why it is that some of the AI is really good in the game and some of the AI is really terrible. I won't understand it. And of course, prepare to die yet again. These arrows gonna be the end of me. If I die, I promised myself if I died again here to arrows, I'm just gonna quit. We're gonna stop the game. Unfortunately, hopefully that doesn't happen. God, I hate those arrows. So I think I'm just gonna preemptively strike them head up here and go head hunting for arrows because I think they're ridiculous. And I don't want much to do with them at all. And if I remember correctly, just the amount of souls that are up here aren't even worth me coming to get them. It's just these... I'm so upset by these arrows that I will do anything in my power to see them hurt. If I had a stronger character, I would punch them to death. And if I was probably a little bit more bombastic at this game, I'll say bombastic, why not? If I was a little better at this game, I would love to go through the game and just do a silly edition of me punching everything to death. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm that good. I'm pretty sure that playthrough would end very quickly. And let's see what we get. Titanite shards. Alright, now Titanite shards allow us to upgrade our equipment. So it should be very, very good for later on in the game when we want to upgrade our scimitar. I think that's what we're going to upgrade first, simply because I think we'll run around with the dagger and do backstabs with a dagger to get where we're going. And then once, oh, of course, I thought for certain that's where the downward stairs were. That's my inattentiveness. It's a lot more difficult than you think to play and add some commentary in on top of it. Your mind starts drifting off to other things, and you start thinking about other things, not paying attention to the game, and all of a sudden there you are, dying in things to arrows that shouldn't kill you. But anyhow, just, I don't know, maybe later on we might do some challenge runs through the game after we complete this. After we complete the game, I think it'd be fun to do some Dead is Dead, which is basically if you die, that character is over, and just kind of let people in the comments section dictate what kind of character we try to play through the game with. That might be very interesting. But hey, who knows? We might do that, we might not, I don't know. Haven't really decided yet, but I think if the Let's Play is well received, and people really enjoy the gameplay and the commentary, then we might go ahead and do that, and have a lot of fun with characters that are created in the comments section below. See how far we can get with those in one life. Not that I'm going to try to get them killed off or anything, but I think it'd definitely be fun to see how far you can get with a ridiculous character. But let's see if we can even beat the game first, because honestly, I've never beaten the game. I've gotten up there, but I've always had things come up before I was done with the actual playthrough itself. So hopefully, we get through it here, and I see some things I've never seen before. And it gets to a good area. Unlike this area, which is no good. And do I have another firebomb to... I don't. Alright, well, I was hoping here that I would have a firebomb in my inventory and I could just kill the guy on the right and wait for the guy on the left. It doesn't look like it's going to work out that way. And are you coming? The detection from the enemies are good, but at the same time they just screw you over on the playthrough. There he is over there. You can see him on the right hand side. Look at that sexy shoulder piece. Look at that. All high definition. Great resolution. Alright. Come on. Come on. If I give you a Scooby snack, will you drop your shield? There it is. Alright, now, this guy, he's coming. Dodged it, go for the back. God dang. Alright. So apparently, just like Havel the Rock, he can change direction of his attacks mid-swing, unlike us. There it is. My worst fears are realized. Apparently, we do not have the damage required with anything but the Bandit's Knife to do a one-hit backstab. So I think I might switch over here. And just because I want that one-hit kill damage, just in case I really am struggling to make it to the bonfire. Because we are right there, and I'm not a fan of mad dashes. I believe in the last video we did see myself try to take a mad dash back to Havel the Rock and got caught with a ridiculous hitbox axe to the back, and it just got raped. So hopefully we can keep that out of future Let's Plays, future games rather. Playthroughs of this game, videos. Future videos of this game. I cannot even speak, I can't think right now. But we'll go ahead and get down here to this bonfire, and hopefully we have time to start attacking the gargoyle tower. Start tackling that and getting it done. I'm not entirely certain on if we'll have time to do that, but we're definitely going to get down here to the bonfire. So here it is. Now, bonfires, I believe we've already kind of spoke on them a little bit. If you sit down at them, it sets your new spawn point for when you die. So now if we die, we will spawn back here at this bonfire. It doesn't look like I have enough to level up, so kindle, okay, no, you don't have to kindle before you reverse hollowing. It's the other way around. So you have to reverse your hollowing before you can kindle a fire. Now kindling a fire, what that will allow you to do is once you kindle a fire, you basically stoke the fire, for lack of a better word right now, and it gives you 10 Estus flasks rather than 5. So when you're looking forward to doing that, I highly recommend, especially if you plan on starting a new game plus, go ahead and run through and kindle all your fires, because the bonfires that you have kindled, do carry over into the new game plus. So if you've already kindled all the bonfires in the game on new game plus, they will still be kindled. Later on in the game, you do receive an item that allows you to kindle past 10, and there's a summon, so let's see if we can't get some summon action here in a little bit and tackle the bosses here. But the kindling, again, if you can get up, God, of course, right when I'm done, excuse me, the kindling will allow you to get it up to, I believe the max is plus 15 at this point in the game. So you can get them all at plus 15, which will really help out in a new game plus. I doubt that I will be doing a new game plus playthrough, but if I decide to, that is definitely something you will be seeing as we go through the game. Now, there's one. Alright, let's try to get this guy summoned in. Published Tulip. Be prepared to be published on YouTube. Alright, now, summoning phantoms, the way this works is I want to switch this over to bow, that way I can do this. It's always polite to bow to a phantom once you summon them to help you out, so I like to just press select and do that. Now, of course, it's not going to let me touch a summon sign again. There seems to be a really big problem with Games for Windows Live and summoning for Jolly Cooperation. Unfortunately, that's another thing that I really didn't appreciate about them partnering with Games for Windows Live. It's just an unnecessary hassle to try to get people into the game. From what I've read, the game itself is not too much of the problem, it's your firewall. What happens is the game tries to register as some odd way that the firewall picks up as being a virus or something trying to invade your computer rather than your game, and it will shut it off and not allow anybody to connect to your game. So apparently, from what I've read and the way I understand it, is if you turn off your firewall, and you feel comfortable doing that, it'll be a lot easier for you to summon people in. So let's try to summon in Cubby Bear. I don't know if I need to turn off my firewall, which is probably something that I do need to do, and we'll explore that in a later video. But it supposedly helps out tremendously with the amount of summons that get through. However, it's still a major problem, as I've read only 1 in 10 summons, even after you've turned off your firewall, are really being allowed to come through. Unfortunately, and I know I say this a lot, Games for Windows Live really turns me off of this port. It's, in my opinion, it would be a tremendous success if it wasn't for Games for Windows Live. The keyboard I can deal with. I can absolutely deal with that, and you know, I can deal with those controls. Of course, we can find ways around the controls with either a 360 controller, or if you have an emulator for the 360 controller, you can use a PS3 controller like I do. Now, I can find my way around that, but Games for Windows Live just... We already had a lot of problems trying to start the game with it, and then now we're having summoning problems with it as well. So it's really starting to ruin the experience for me. But our time is starting to be cut short, so I think I might have to call it here soon if I can't get anybody in, which it doesn't look like I am. So that has been this episode of Dark Souls Prepare to Die. I am TerminalTwist, and remember, we like to hear if you liked our video. If you like it, please like and subscribe. Maybe even leave some comments below. We're always interested in helping people out if they need it. But that is us. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think. If you have constructive criticism, please leave it in the comments below. Let us know something you'd like to see or what you think we need to do instead. Other than that, I will see y'all next time.